Wednesday. Hello, everyone. I had surgery on Monday. It's Thursday. Feeling okay today. I had a rough surgery day. But let me go back a little bit to my pre-op diet that I was so unhappy about. I survived. I went on vacation and I cooked for a giant party. I decorated for a giant party. Basically, my best friend plans things very ambitiously, but she's not the greatest at execution. And I think that had a lot to do with why she wanted me to come out there. I mean, it was part of it. So I did a lot of work and probably didn't drink enough that day. Just watched everybody eat. It was hard. It was really hard. Then the next day we went to a giant state fair and carnival that had like the most amazing food everywhere. That was really hard. All in all, vacation was really, really hard. But I made it through. At the end of the pre-op diet, I was down 16 pounds. So my doctor was really pleased to hear that Monday morning. And when I spoke to him before leaving the next day, he said that my liver was beautiful. So I did it, even though, as you all know, I was not very happy about it. So I wrote down, I've been keeping this little journal, and I've got like pictures of me when I was at my biggest, on my wedding day. This was actually me at my biggest. I'm sure I'll make a video with these pictures eventually. And this is me the night before surgery. 271 pounds. My highest weight is 316. But the highest ever recorded by a doctor or anything was 306. And that's kind of where I was between 306 and 298 for like ever while working and get to where I am now. But with the pre-op diet and everything, I was able to get down to 271 before surgery. And I'm only a few days out, so I had gained, like a pound or two of like fluid or whatever from being in the hospital and surgery. But today I've actually lost my first, I'm down to 269, so what is that, 69, 77. So I'm down 2 pounds from my surgery weight. And I totally wrote out all of my surgery journey, so this maybe try to keep me on track as I tell this little story. So, okay, the day of surgery was the first day of school for my kids. I was originally scheduled to have surgery at 11:45 a.m., which was going to allow me the opportunity to get my kids up and ready for school and put them on the bus. The day before surgery, I was called and I had been bumped up to 9:30, and they wanted me there at 6 a.m. So I couldn't get my kids up. I was really nervous because they're 10 and 9, and they're not good at waking up without like a lot of intervention from me. But what I did, I was gone for like 1 hour. And they were here by themselves for 1 hour, and my son's best friend's mother was really sweet, and she came and picked them up and brought them to school, and she took pictures of them, so that was really nice. I get to see how they looked on their first day. But that was a bummer that I couldn't be there. So anyway, we woke up 4:15 in the morning. We left the house about 5. We got to the hospital because it's about an hour away at about 5:45. I was told to be there at 6, but when I got there, they were like freaked out because I was so early, and I'm like, I'm only 15 minutes early, and they said, no, you're 45 minutes early. They told me the wrong time. And then as I'm sitting in the OR, they're like, oh, your surgery's at 8:30. I'm like, well, I was told 9:30, but whatever. It ended up being 10:30. So they go to, I actually had to be riding in a wheelchair into the hospital because I had worked a wedding. I'm a wedding planner 2 days before surgery. And every now and then I get these sores on my feet. They're not like open sores or anything, but it's just like red, splotchy bumps and stuff that are not really bumps. I don't know how to explain it, but swelling. And I just, for the first time, remembered to ask my doctor about it, and he just gave me a referral to a podiatrist, and that was just last week, so I haven't been yet. So anyway, my feet were like crazy inflamed, worse than they've ever been, because this wedding kicked my ass. Like, I hadn't eaten food in 13 days, and I was outside in the heat sweating like you wouldn't believe. And I mean, this is Louisiana in a heat wave. So that was really hard. That was really, really hard. Anyway, I get wheeled in there. I have surgery about 10:30. And I warned them many times that anesthesia makes me itch like crazy every single time, like uncontrollably. So they ended up giving me some Benadryl. Well, so when I remember getting wheeled into the OR, and when I come out, I'm like, when's surgery? And they're like, it's over. And I immediately think, thank God I'm alive. That's what I always think when I wake up from anesthesia. Like, I'm always scared that I'm going to just drop dead. So anyway, I was alive. They rolled me into the room, and I was so delirious for hours and hours just with that Benadryl in me. And I couldn't sleep because they're in and out the room. And, I knew my kids were coming. Maybe I shouldn't have had them come, but I really didn't want to miss out hearing about their first day of school. So it wasn't until like 5:30 that they actually got to me because, the hospital is so far away, and they didn't get home until 3:30. And then they had to come home and grab their bags and stuff, and my mom brought them out. But that really kind of motivated me to get up, start walking, try to act like a normal person, even though I was in horrible pain and, super delirious from the Benadryl and anesthesia. So about my pain, I had a little nausea, but that really didn't bother me. Like, I would heave after drinking sometimes, but I never once threw up. Like, nothing ever came out. I mean, there was really nothing in there. But it hurt so bad that I kind of controlled it. I don't know if anybody else, I don't know, you might think that's bullshit, but I am able to, like, stop myself from throwing up because I do not like throwing up. But the pain was from the gas. When I first woke up, it was like in my chest, and I think it was because I was laying back, and that's just kind of where it shifted to. So immediately when I knew what the hell I was kind of doing, I sat my bed up as far as it would go. But it wasn't until like I started getting out of bed and moving that I realized that laying and sitting was so freaking miserable. I didn't cry or anything like that. My husband, he didn't even, he knew because I was telling him, like, I am miserable. He knew that I was miserable, but he said that I handled it really well. So I don't know, for whatever it's worth, I guess I handled it, but it was miserable. So I still have gas pains, but of course I couldn't stand up all the time, especially as delirious as I was with anesthesia and everything, and Benadryl and just everything that had gone on. So I had to sit. So I ended up sitting in a chair a lot, just trying to be upright and trying to, even though I was walking the hospital, all the nurses were like, well, you're really getting your walking in. First of all, my doctor told me before surgery, if I don't walk, I'm going to die. That's what he said. He's like, you're going to die. Dying sucks. That's exactly what he told me. Because of blood clots, yada, yada. So, I wanted to be together for the kids. So I was walking. And it made me feel better, but I wasn't releasing any gas. Anytime I burped, it was like the tiniest little burp. And I haven't been able to pass gas the other way until like yesterday. And only like right after I take my pain meds, because I'm terrified of pushing. I haven't had a bowel movement or anything like that. I don't know if I even need to. I kind of feel like I do, but I don't really know if that's just gas making me feel that way. But I'm terrified to even attempt it, because anytime I cough, I get hiccups all the time. That was big. Like my first day out, every time I stood up, first, second, and pretty much third day, every time I stood up or walked, I would get hiccups, and it was painful. And I would like have to kind of lean over and just let it pass. So that really sucked. The gas pains really sucked. Other than that, I didn't have, I have soreness, but it didn't, it was the gas that really hurt me. Let me look at my stuff, see where I'm at. I'm getting through this already. Sorry. Okay, so the next day I was really discouraged, because when I woke up I felt just as shitty as the day before, but shortly after the day started, all that started to subside. I was still pretty miserable, but it was definitely much better than the first day. For the last few hours I was in the hospital, I was just standing and pacing in my room because I was ready to get the hell out of there. My doctor had an emergency and he had to go visit his father at MD Anderson in Houston. So he didn't get back to me until, I didn't see him since before my surgery, and then not until 6:30 the next day, which shift change for the nurses is at 7. So I was like, this is great. I'm never going to get out of here tonight. So I did ended up, he came in, and he's so funny. Again, he's like, if you cheat, you die. Like, I'm not going to cheat, whatever. Told me I could shower, blah, blah, blah. Told me I can go home. So we have an hour car ride home. That was really difficult with like the bumps on the road and, whatever. So then I had my prescriptions for my pain meds, which I wanted. I know some of y'all are like, oh, I didn't need any of my pain meds, but I'm going to take my pain meds until I'm out of them, probably, most likely. Anyway, I couldn't get them the first night because we didn't get home till 8:30. Most of the pharmacies closed at 9. The ones that we were able to get to before 9 said they didn't have the liquid painkillers. So I ended up having to go to, like a locally owned place at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, I didn't go, I sent my husband. And so I didn't have my pain meds that first night, but just being home, and I had to sleep in my recliner because I can't lay flat on my back with the gas pains. But I slept in the recliner for like 7 straight hours. I woke up for about an hour and went back to sleep for 2 hours. That made all the difference in the world. I think being woke up every 2 hours for like my vitals and blah, blah, blah. I think at one point in the hospital, they woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning to take blood from me. Like, how rude, So, anyway, I got some sleep. It made all the difference. And like I said, it's like super hot here in Louisiana right now. So when I told my husband, hey, come with me, let's take a walk, because I really wanted to walk, it makes me feel better. He's like, no, it's too hot. I said, okay, great. Well, let's go to Walmart. Normally, he's like, hell no, because when I go to Walmart, I spend all our money. But he's like, okay, great. So we went, and I had an ulterior motive. My bras with my under wire and everything is really uncomfortable. I have an incision like right there. So I wanted to go get some like cotton sports bras, just something that, because I have a big chest. I do not walk outside of my house without a bra on. because it's obscene. Obscene. So my boobs look awful in this this Fruit of the Loom, like cotton, I don't know if you can even see it, sports bra thingy, but at least it's not obscene. And it's comfy. So I got 3 of them. And I also picked up this little dress. I've got my first little NSV here. I bought this dress. It's 2 sizes smaller than what I normally wear. It was on like clearance or whatever. I thought, oh, this is cute. I can grab it. If it starts getting a little big, I can belt it. That's like my plan. I'm going to buy dresses and belts and little tops to go over my flabby arms, and try to get away with that as long as I can and I'm going to be thrift shopping as much as possible. But anyway, so I bought this little dress. I didn't even try it on because I'm like, what's the point? It's not going to fit yet. But I'm sure it'll fit in maybe a week. That's what I was thinking, a week. I got home, and just for kicks, I threw it on. It fit. It looks cute. I'm going to wear it my first day of school on Monday. And 2 weeks ago, I was wearing 2 sizes bigger. So I'm really excited about that. I think I'm going to start doing updates on Mondays, because that's when I'm home by myself, and I don't like doing it with my family around. They're very distracting. I can't get much time with them around. I love my quiet time. But I start school on Monday. I was planning on driving myself, but my mom insisted that I don't. So my husband's going to bring me. I just have 1 class in the evening. The next morning, my mom's going to bring me. I'll go to school from 9:30 to 12:30. And then the next day, my husband also takes a class that morning. So he'll bring me, and then he'll bring me home on his lunch break, because he's going to go to work after his class. So I won't have to drive until at least my 3rd week out. And I guess that's about all that's going on right now. That's everything that happened in the hospital. And I'm feeling okay today. I'm still a little sore. I don't have any bruising or anything. My incisions look good. I do have these little pockets of areas that are swollen. This morning when I woke up, I started feeling around my stomach, and it actually kind of felt smushy and not so swollen and full of gas and stuff. But I don't know if it's me walking around or if it's that I've been drinking. But the little pockets that were swollen yesterday have kind of swollen up again. Whatever. And I have been doing really good. It has taken me all day yesterday to get my 42 ounces of fluids in. And I think I actually did a little better than that. I was just drinking out of a little shot glass all day long, steadily. Sip, 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 sip. So, I haven't had a problem with that. I'm looking forward to getting a shake in me, and then in a couple of weeks, some yogurt, something, with some slight amount of texture will be nice. I guess that's it. All right. I'll check in a week or so. Okay. Unless something happens.